Salutations everyone, this is Razor here bringing you some kill confirm gameplay on the Express using the Micro Tavor 21 or the MTAR as you may know it as, using the Select Fire attachment just as a bit of little fun and experimentation because not many people tend to use the Select Fires to make things not automatic. Usually, well, always it's the other way around. I've yet to see in public lobbies or on YouTube anyone use it in this respect. But I was actually pretty excited when I heard about the Select Fire attachment because I wasn't thinking about making fully autos out of semi-automatic weapons or burst weapons like everyone wants to do in this game. Which makes super overpowered guns like the SWAT fully auto, the FAL fully auto, the SMR fully auto, the M8 fully auto. What I was hoping and glad that we were able to do is to make more burst fire weapons. And I like the burst fire weapons. I'm a huge fan of the M16 in every single COD. Also like the G11 from the Black Ops, and I'm just a fan of the burst fire weapons. They're fun, and they're a little different than the norm fully autos that everyone seems to be using. So I like using the burst weapons, and with the select fire, I thought, hey, now this way every single gun can be a burst weapon. Sure, not all of them will be great, but at least it's added a bit of variety, a little something new, a little different. And so here I decided to put the select fire on the MTAR, which doesn't make it that much better or greater or worse or anything. It doesn't seem to have much of an effect on this gun, but I thought I'd just try it out anyway. It's not too bad. It makes it for taking people out at long range much easier. But for the most part, it doesn't seem to have that much of a good or bad effect on it. But it's just something new. It's just something different, and it's kind of cool that you could switch between select fire and fully auto with these guns. So if ever I was in a close quarters engagement, which I get to later on in the game, I could switch it to fully auto, spray someone down, and then switch back to the 3 burst, which is pretty cool. So yeah, with the select fire, it's a little different, a little fun, and yeah, I'm so sick of people using the select fire to make their guns super OP. That's just seems really annoying. A bad forethought on Treyarch's part, but once again they've made so many mistakes in this game. This one shouldn't be that surprising. Because everyone loved having modded controllers for their semi-autos in previous CODs, and every single COD seems to cater more and more to the community. So it wasn't much of a surprise that we don't have a need for modded controllers anymore, because now you can mod the guns in the game legally within the rules, and they sort of admitted that their guns were too strong this way by saying that in the next patch that they were going to increase the recoil of the SWAT and the FAL when they were in fully auto mode. But just it kind of admits that okay, this gun's too strong, it needs some rebalancing. But since the patch, I have not noticed a difference whatsoever. As you can see, that was a fully auto M8 right there, which I don't understand why they didn't pretend to fix that along with the fully auto SMR. They were just as big of a problem as the FAL or the SWAT full autos. So I don't understand why didn't they address those weapons as well. But as far as the SWAT and the FAL in full auto mode goes, I have not noticed a difference whatsoever with the recoil. Not that I've used them, because I don't think I've used them enough to get the select fire attachment. I think the MTAR and the AN-94 are the only assault rifles I've used long enough to actually unlock this attachment with it. Once we take out this little noob camping up there with a sniper rifle. What you doing, son? I got 3 bursts. Get on me. And so I don't know how the FAL or the SWAT, if there is a difference between using it with the select fire attachment, but it's being used so much against me in the past and in the present that I don't notice a difference in recoil whatsoever. There seems to be still hardly any recoil, if there is much at all. The SMR hasn't been touched, so that's still a problem, as well as the M8. The M8 with the fully auto select fire is basically an ACR. That thing has absolutely no recoil when you give it a fully automatic fire, and I don't understand that. When it comes to gun balance, there's a lot of mistakes in this game, like having the submachine guns just trump everything. But when you give someone fully auto, um, in a strong weapon, such as a three burst or a semi-automatic, it didn't make any sense that they didn't choose to add recoil with that in the first place. So that's disappointment. I don't understand how these people who make the game could make such poor decisions. But that's enough of that. Burst firing these guys, so this gun is definitely usable as a three burst weapon, but the TAR 21, or sorry, the MTAR, lacking such speciality, it doesn't really seem to help it or hurt it that much, because the MTAR is a real middle of the road gun that is pretty good at everything but not very good at anything. So, making it three burst doesn't seem to help or hurt it very much. But it's still a fun thing to use, and I'll experiment it with other guns. The AN-94 seems to be a combination that could work. So as soon as I unlock that puppy again, I'll be sure to give that a try. Just using it as a fully automatic weapon while burst firing it with my trigger seems to work wonders. So we'll see if select fire seems to help it out in that respect at all. So I'll have a video about that. So in the future once I unlock that, because I did just prestige once again. So that's a bit of a shame. I won't get my N94 AN94 for a while. That's okay. This guy's trying to come up the ladder. What are you doing, boy? And I also have low kill streaks here, which is a shame, because I was racking up the kills here. I get a pretty good score here with the MTAR, and this is my first gameplay with the gun. At least a first gameplay that I can show you guys, because I had an amazing gameplay with this gun about 2 weeks ago. But of course, theater mode didn't record it for various broken ass reasons. So I didn't get to show you guys that. But this one kind of makes up for it here on a kill confirmed in the Express, which is a pretty decent map, all things considered, when you compare it to all of the other maps in the game. This one is pretty decent in that there aren't too many hardcore camping spots outside of the middle building, which is super strong. If you're playing like a demolition or something, someone can just camp there and just rule the entire map, which sucks. And as far as those walkways goes, those are pretty strong camping spots, but nothing that's too difficult to avoid and take people out of. As you can see, spraying people down here with the burst fire works to my advantage there. Because when you have a burst fire weapon, you're not going fully auto, so your bullets aren't always coming out. So when it comes to long range engagements, there's not going to be as much recoil that you need to handle, because there's not always rounds coming out of your gun at one time. So with the burst fire, helps manages that recoil a little bit. And as far as the burst fire weapons that come in the game, the SWATs and the M8s, I don't like them at all. I don't think they're very good as burst fire weapons. The SWAT just seems way too weak, as well as the M8. The M8 kind of seems like a reskinned G11 that they just made really weak. And with the patch, they made it even weaker, which I don't understand why they made it weaker when it's burst firing, but whatever. My final score here is 30-8 with a bunch of confirms and a deny. Hope you guys enjoy the video. There's a couple of buttons if you want to help me out, and if you want to do yourself a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time.